Fiat has expanded its model offering in South Africa with a brand new compact car range. The Tipo comes in hatchback and sedan formats and offers a choice of 3 engines, 2 transmissions and 3 spec levels. The question is whether there's enough potential for a newcomer in the crowded C segment. While Volkswagen's Golf still sets the benchmark, Fiat is targeting the likes of the SA Car of the Year winning Opel Astra, Renault Megane, Hyundai i30, Toyota Auris and Corolla, and more. It's a sector where price, and more specifically the price-value proposition, is a key determining factor. Fiat has opted to introduce both the sedan and hatchback versions of the new Tipo. The sedan looks more formal, more serious than its younger, spunkier hatchback stablemate. Both cars are bigger than the photographs suggest, but in terms of space, the 1.6-litre sedan has the edge. The cars are handsome machines, especially from the front, where the multifaceted grille and large sweeping headlights create a powerful head-turning identity. The hatch matches that front to a chunky angular rear that oozes poise and muscle. That's especially true of the top-flight lounge model, which benefits from wheel arch-filling 17-inch wheels. Lesser versions make do with 16 inches, which look a little lost. Talking of rears, the sedan's posterior is both its strongest suit and its biggest weakness, at least stylistically. The extended overhang off the same wheelbase as the hatch creates a truly massive boot of 520 litres, but viewed in profile, that overhang looks a little unwieldy. This Tipo 1.4 lounge hatchback is equipped with a 4-cylinder 1.4-litre engine credited with 70 kilowatts of maximum power and 127 newton meters of torque. That torque available at a fairly peaky 4,600 RPM. 6-speed manual gearbox means you can make full use of that power though. The 1.6 Easy sedan is powered by a 1.6-litre 4-cylinder normally aspirated engine credited with 81 kilowatts of maximum power and 152 newton meters of torque. The only transmission choice here is a 6-speed automatic and drive, of course, to the front wheels. There's also a 1.3-litre turbo diesel option offered in the sedan configuration only and mated to a 5-speed manual gearbox. For upcountry buyers, this might be the version to go for, but it's a pity that there isn't a diesel-powered hatchback too. The cabin of this top-spec 1.4 lounge really has all the bells and whistles, starting with a Uconnect system, a nice color screen, very bright, very easy to use, and a very ergonomic and user-friendly layout as well. There's a sense of quality here which is not only surprising but also very pleasing, a nice grippy steering wheel, and I really like the upholstery. There's certainly nothing cheap or basic about the execution, despite the Tipo's value-added positioning. Modern-day Fiats have come a long way in the quality stakes, and both test cars felt reassuringly solid. There's an extensive catalogue of approved accessories to choose from too. One of the big attractions of the Tipo sedan is the practicality and the boot space because of the larger rear overhang. Luggage compartment swallows 520 litres, and the interior is pretty well spec'd and very comfortable too. Equipment levels are admirable, even on the entry-level pop models, which offer the likes of aircon, central locking, power steering, electric windows, a multifunction steering wheel, and a 6-speaker audio system with USB and Bluetooth. Dual airbags, stability control, hill start assist, ABS brakes, and tyre pressure monitoring are included on the safety systems list too. One up from the pop is the Easy, which adds cruise control, rear parking sensors, automatic climate control, and a 60/40 split rear bench seat to the list. The top flight lounge is even more comprehensively kitted out, featuring 17-inch wheels, a reverse camera, and an infotainment system with a touchscreen display. Aerodynamically, this 1.4 Lounge isn't the most exciting car. The engine is normally aspirated, so you have to work it quite hard to get the best out of it. 0 to 100 time comes to 11.5 seconds, and the top speed 185 kilometers an hour. But it's a pity that there isn't more urge here, because the chassis and the handling feels very composed. You always get that feeling that it could handle extra muscle. For now, the most powerful Tipo is this 1.6 litre Easy. The trick though is that it's linked to the automatic gearbox, so it's not a ball of fire in dynamic terms, but it is certainly brisk enough, and the mid-range punch is better than the 1.4. 0 to 100 time here, 11.2 seconds, top speed 192 kilometers an hour. And this is a family car, so it feels nice and confident and stable. The ride is smooth without becoming wafty, and mild understeer only becomes apparent when you plough into corners too fast or too deep. Economy-wise, Fiat claims combined cycle consumption figures of 5.7 litres per 100 kilometres for the 1.4 hatch and 6.3 litres per 100 k's for the sedan. But in practice, you won't get anywhere close to those figures. 7 to 8 litres per 100 kilometres is a more realistic target. The Fiat Tipo range brings some welcome Italian flair to the compact car segment in South Africa. The four-door sedan focuses on practicality and that very large, generous boot, while the five-door hatchback is more fun, more youthful than its four-door stablemate. Most of all, the pricing is pretty competitive too, while spec levels ensure that there's strong value for money. The Tipo hatch is the younger and funkier option in this lineup, and in lounge guise, it also offers a full list of features to go with a spacious cabin and keen value. It's a solid and engaging hatchback, but it could do with more urge. The Tipo sedan is the more conservative option, more suited to family motoring and with a generous boot to match. Again, value is a strong talent here, but while the 1600 petrol is eager, the turbo diesel will be a better match.